So I don't really watch Hamza like I used to maybe about a year and a half ago. But recently he's closed down his channel, and so I saw his video, what is purpose? And I actually think it's a really good video. Now, I've been interested in the concept of life purpose for honestly like 5 years. I found out about it through actualize.org, who's an OG on YouTube self help. I found him 5 years ago. I got his course, the life purpose course. I've been through it like twice. It's all right. But basically, I do believe that human beings have a need for purpose. And I keep asking ChatGPT, how do you be happy in life? And it talks about, human beings do need a purpose, like a sense of purpose. Jordan Peterson talks about it. And also I can feel it. If I don't have a sense of purpose, I feel like life is pointless. And I feel like shit. Whereas if I've got purpose and I'm on it and I'm waking up and I'm boom, getting at it, boom, every day, boom, I feel fucking good. Now, I really want to. The thing that confuses me is I'm also a big proponent and big believer in evolutionary psychology, evolutionary biology. Charles Darwin, natural selection is my favorite scientific theory, including all of the physics theories. Like I think it's my favorite scientific theory like ever. I think it's absolutely genius. It's just fucking God, what a fantastic theory. Importantly, there's this idea of purpose which I really believe in strongly, and I feel, and I've experienced it for myself. And there's evolutionary psychology, which is just I think it's or evolutionary biology, which is without a doubt true, because it's just the explanatory value of it is just way too high as a theory. Its parsimony is really good. It's a fantastic theory. But how do you gel these two together, right? Why do human beings have a purpose evolutionarily? Why do people need a sense of purpose evolutionarily? That's what I fucking want to ask. Like, I've been, computer, AI, tell me the answer. Why do human beings need a sense of purpose? Let's see what the AI is going to say. One of the most significant reasons is having a sense of purpose provides meaning and direction to one's life. It gives a reason to get up each day and motivates them to pursue their goals and ambitions. See, this explanation kind of makes sense on a psychological level, but it doesn't make sense on an evolutionary level. Like, why? At the core, is there a core evolutionary reason, or is purpose perhaps a byproduct? One thing that I was thinking about is the, altruism. So human beings feel good when we act altruistically because presumably we're stacking the chips such that in the future the person that we're being altruistic to will return the favor. So okay. In terms of evolutionary psychology, why do human beings need a sense of purpose in life? This might be a tricky one. I feel like the computer will struggle here. It suggests that human beings evolved to seek a sense of purpose in life. It provides a survival advantage. Throughout human history, individuals who have a strong sense of purpose were more likely to survive and thrive. Why? Finding food, shelter, and social support. So I know this makes sense, but it's not that satisfying to me because our senses of purpose now are typically like. Let me just read it. Social cohesion. Yeah, I agree. Social cohesion, definitely. You see this with like the activists and stuff. They all like band together. Having a sense of purpose can help individuals to cope with adversity and uncertainty. Definitely. And by the way, ChatGPT is genius. Fucking hell. Shout out to ChatGPT. It's going to take over the world. Having a sense of purpose can provide individuals with a source of strength and resilience, helping them to overcome obstacles and adapt to changing circumstances. Survival advantage, goal-oriented behavior. Okay, so why in the modern day do human beings have purposes which aren't strictly related to survival and reproduction? Let's type in okay so that it knows I'm talking about the previous thing I'm saying. Does that make sense? Okay, so why in the modern day do human beings have purposes which aren't strictly related to survival and reproduction, is this a byproduct of antiquated, oh, nice spelling, circuitry, which was originally meant for survival and I'm going to just correct the spellings at the end, reproduction, but has now been hijacked by our modern way of living? That is a stinker of a question. I really do believe that ChatGPT knows what I'm trying to say, because let me tell you, this thing is really clever. It's literally like a beast. I bet it can answer it. Yes, that's one way to think about it. The human brain has evolved over millions of years to prioritize behaviors that are necessary for survival and reproduction, such as finding food, seeking shelter, and attracting mate. These basic instincts are still part. In modern society, many of these needs are easily met, and individuals have more time and resources to pursue other goals. As a result, human beings have developed a wide range of purposes that go beyond basic survival and reproduction. These can include career aspirations, creative endeavors, personal growth, spiritual and philosophical pursuits. That's literally me, philosophical pursuits. I love it. These purposes are not strictly necessary for survival and reproduction, but they provide individuals with a sense of meaning and fulfillment. It's possible that these modern day purposes are a result of the brain circuitry being quotes around hijacked. Wow, it's clever. By the opportunities and challenges of modern life. In other words, the same neural and cognitive mechanisms that were originally adapted for survival and reproduction are now being used to pursue other goals. However, it's important to recognize that human beings have always had a desire for meaning and purposes beyond survival and reproduction. Why? How? Throughout history, people have engaged in artistic, spiritual, intellectual pursuits, even in the face of difficult circumstances. So while modern society may have provided more opportunities for pursuing non-survival related pursuits, it's also a continuation of fundamental. Okay, right. Could one not argue that artistic and spiritual endeavors are indeed related to survival and reproduction? The thing is, evolutionary psychology can provide so many just so stories, so you've got to be careful there. For example, shamans can provide one with a shamans and priests can provide social cohesion, which and art here's the reason. Art can signify one's great art, one's competence, which is an attractive trait. This is really, really deep shit. I love this computer. Yes, you're right that artistic and spiritual can relate to survival and reproduction in indirect ways. For example, as you noted, shamans and priests can provide social cohesion and stability, which can promote group survival. I love this computer. Great art and creativity can also signify an individual's competence, which can make them more attractive as a mate or as a member of a group. I love how it said as a mate or members of a group. Fantastic. In this sense, many of the purposes that human beings pursue in modern society can be indirectly related to survival and reproduction. Even goals that seem so far removed from the basic survival needs, such as pursuing a career in a particular field or engaging in a certain hobby, can provide social status, resources, and other benefits that increase one's individual chance of survival and reproduction. At the same time, it's also important to recognize that many of the purposes that humans pursue in the modern society are not related to survival and reproduction, but indirect in another way. For example, blah, 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 fulfilling or enjoyable rather than because they provide social reproduction benefit. That overall, the relationship between human purposes and survival is complex and multifaceted. Well, I hate it when it talks about this, because although that is true, it seems like a bit of a cop-out. Well, many purposes can relate to other purposes for own sake or entirely reasons. Is it not? Could one argue that enjoyment or a sense of fulfillment in creating in engaging in a creative pursuit. This is a Just So story. I think I'm going to end the video in a minute after this question. Could be because it shows one's competence and therefore increases that good feeling. Could be a motivating force to make us pursue such status increasing activity. I love this, but this is a Just So story at this point, so I don't think we can pull this out too much. I think ChatGPT will just agree with me and then tell me to go fuck off. Because I'm really pushing it. I'm hammering this. I'm doing the same point over and over. Again, it's only one explanation. According to social identity theory, human beings have a fundamental social status agreement. Yep. Oh, that's brilliant. It can lead to increased social status and sense of identity within a group. And this increase of social status and sense of identity can in turn promote feelings of enjoyment and fulfillment. In this way, the good feeling may be due in part, at least, and I think this is probably true, like in part, to the increase in social status and competency. For entirely personal enjoyment, self-expression, or desire to make a positive impact on the world. So the positive impact could be related to altruism. I think, yeah, again, we're getting into Just So story territory here, so... But otherwise, like, fuck. Educating me. This was brilliant. I love ChatGPT. I'd highly recommend you get, if you're like philosophically inclined and you just like want to ask questions to, if you have loads of questions that you want to ask someone smart, ask ChatGPT. It's probably smarter than your professor. Like, ChatGPT is probably smarter than your professor in answering questions because its database is just more vast, perhaps. This thing's brilliant. This is the end of the vid. I hope you enjoy it. If anyone watched this all the way, fair fucking play to you. This has been a wild ride for me. I love using this thing. I love ChatGPT.